Hello and welcome to the webinar number 45 of the Zebra BI webinar series. I'm Andre, the founder at Zebra BI, and today I will talk about cost management. Hopefully we'll make it fun today and we'll definitely try to show you what are some modern best practices for mastering your cost management. Most of you may still have reports like this for your cost management, basically cost versus budget reports in your Excel. However, the world has moved on since the 90s, and we do have modern solutions. So today we'll take a look at how you can, what you have to do in your office, in your Excel, to make sure that you transform all of your reports, cost reports, and then we will take a look at how you can do it in Power BI. So what we will do today is we will try to show you how to go from this into this, which is a fully interactive cost management cockpit, basically, where you have full control over all of your, all of your costs across your cost centers, for every owner, cost owner, for every aspect of your business, not just cost versus, controlling are your costs within your budget, but also, how does this affect the end results of your company, right? So basically, cost budget tracking, so just your actual versus budget, then how do you link this into your P&Ls, basically, and then the third part on the lowest level, right, which is really the operational cost management. So this is really the level where you can efficiently plan certain actions and do something, right? Because in the end, at this level, where you just have a summary of your costs in a already booked under a certain account, it's already too late, right? So you need to have a solution that actually includes very granular operational reports, and make sure that this is linked, to your cost budget reports. This really is the old way. I would say the big picture of a common modern best practice solution would be, really a unified system where you have all the costs in all the data for all those three levels in the same solution. With that, what can you do? And let's start just briefly in Excel, interactive visuals. You have your actual versus plan, actual versus budget here with the variances nicely presented. And, if you have a big variance, you can drill down. You can have this interactivity and all this data here. And so you have your actual versus budget, but you also have your the top level. So you have your P&L here, your revenue COGS, and so on, all integrated, all also in Excel, and also could be fully automated, right? So you can now, you could do something like have some slicers here in Excel, and then just switch from, switch to the next quarter or next month, and so on. What do you need? You need two things to achieve something like this, right? First, you need modern advanced visuals. So these are Zebra BI visuals, of course. But this is the first part of the magic. The second part of the magic are simply pivot tables. All right, I'm sorry, but there's if you don't use pivot tables, you cannot say that you have a modern, a modern Excel. There's just no way around it because of the nature of the data structures around costs, right? You always have many hierarchies in your costs, right? You have your account groups and detailed GL accounts, and then you have your cost centers and so on, right? This is definitely the recipe. Try to put all your data into a pivot table, into pivot tables in Excel, including actuals and budgets, right? And then use Zebra BI visuals to just leverage this interactivity for the end users, right? And then this combination together will help you transform your reports into, nice interactive reports.
My name is Tilan. I'm a LEI BI consultant here in Zebra BI. I'm going to actually walk you through some cost management activities that can be performed in a modern way in Power BI, but of course, with the help of Zebra BI custom visuals. First, you need to ensure the accuracy. So as a controller, financial controller, you need to ensure that the bookkeeping is correct, so that kind of controlling your accountants. And to do that, we find a way how to actually utilize Zebra BI to build a report like this, which consists of Zebra BI cards. This is something that Andre hasn't presented in Excel, but we do have it in Power BI, and additionally also Zebra BI table. And why does this actually make sense to to ensuring the accuracy? Because at the end of the day, you want to have the accurate inputs, accurate financial statements, which is actually then the base for your cost management or the analysis of the costs, right? What I'm interested actually here is to spot the wrong postings. I need to identify those that have really that have major variances, bigger variances when compared to either previous month or a previous year, because that would mean something irregular happened. One very, very useful thing here, which you should think about to make your work easier, is to incorporate comments within your model. And why would you do that in this case? I regularly came across the issue that I was doing that by every time I spotted some irregularity, a big difference, such in this case, I was struggling with, what should I really do with this? Is this like the proper GL account, or is this expected behavior, stuff like that? And this is what comments can really come into play. You can set it up as a tooltip or as a side pane, and it will help you identify the wrong postings. For example, in this case, this is the general ledger account salaries, and I made my mark to myself, or maybe to even my successor. Maybe we have a new intern which needs some guidance, and I can help him with implementing comments within the dashboard, saying, look, this is actually inventory adjustment. This is the GL account. It is actually based on the calculations you made with inventories. So you should check that accounting really posted what you've calculated. When it comes to cost, you may also come upon a situation where costs are analyzed like in isolation, right? But that shouldn't really be the case, at least as a starting point, because one may say, yes, costs have increased against previous year, but how does this really play against the broader picture? Because the increase in costs is not necessarily a bad sign if I increase my revenue by 3 times. So, and today you also need to consider this broader picture. I'm gonna try to provide you different angles of how to look at costs. Obviously, we're not going to be able to look at them at all, but don't worry, you will receive also the file which you can explore on your own after the webinar. Now, I mentioned that the profitability is one important aspect when you come to analyzing costs, because essentially you have your top line, you have revenue. This is, by the way, a table which shows a condensed P&L statement. You have a revenue, going down to the gross profit, and then you have OPEX or operating expenses, which then is then the bottom line, the operating profit. So taking away from your revenue and the gross profit, then is OPEX, coming down to the operating profit. And why is this important? It's always important to kind of onboard people when they read your dashboards, when they read your reports, to onboard them how particular KPI, which may not be straightforward for everyone, how they are built up. Now, what I notice here, is yes, we do have operating margin, but we don't have a gross profit. With Zebra BI, luckily enough, it's a piece of cake. It's one of my favorite tricks you can do with Zebra BI. You can just right-click on a table, click Add Formula. You don't need to write text, even if you're not a BI expert or a Power BI expert. You can write formulas. As you're in the dashboard, you can write formulas instantly. Let me just divide this by revenue. Say I want this in percentages, and I'm going to also format it italic so that we differentiate from the absolute values. And just like that, I have my gross operating margin within my dashboard and don't need to intervene anything with my model, right? And as a next step, I would like to then see the trends of those margins, so the operating and the gross margin. I use Zebra BI charts because they were awesome for the time series. And this way I can immediately spot, the Q2 of 2020, 2023 was really, the margin was at its lowest. So both gross margin and the operating margin. And what I would like to do here is to use this chart to explore why was my margin lower now. So how do I do that? Here this is not a kind of regular combo chart. It's actually a small multiple combo chart. Maybe if I demonstrate, if I select all of the financial KPIs, you will see that this is actually a small multiple. Now, going back, I can, then see the monthly development of each of those KPIs compared to the operating margin, and this one is lowest. So how do I know now what happened with this one? Well, let's maybe first analyze the components down to the gross profit. So this will be my revenue and COGS, right? I will select both of them and immediately get the picture. My revenues are below the plan, but my costs are actually, also below the plan, so kind of offsetting my gap within the profit. So my gross profit should actually be somewhere, still below the plan because COGS were not enough to offset the revenue. So now I know that this is actually the problem. But then the missing piece is also the OPEX. I can select OPEX, see OPEX is actually a plan. So if I now combine the gross profit and OPEX, I see that OPEX was actually on the budget, on the plan, but the gap is coming from the gross profit. Now, equipped with this, I know the operating profit obviously is below the plan now, but equipped with this insight, which was just 2-3 clicks away, I can reach out to my sales manager, or even better, I can post my report in a Power BI service, assign edit rights to this, let's call it sales manager, who has the insight for us, and then he can actually go and add the annotation, within the chart and say, this was actually a postponed deal. We shouldn't worry about it. It will happen in the next couple of months. And this will now be saved in your visual, and the next, when you move to September or any other month, this will be saved within your visual. Then you can combine your forces and start preparing some forecast. I see my forecast month by month for the rest of the year, but it's Zero BI, you're promoting everything is seen instantly. Well, to get to the full year estimate, it's not that hard. One trick is go to the visual chart setting, and once you have selected the chart, just click on grand total, and this is actually, well, if top end was my favorite, then this is more favorite. This is, I guess, the first one that is the most favorite to me is this grand total. Because just by unticking the grand total, it will sum up your actuals to 600 million. Then for the rest of the year, which sums up to 447 million, this will be now my full year estimate. No, I didn't calculate everything. Libre Visual actually added up my actuals plus forecast to come up with a full year estimation, and it already calculated me the variance against plan, which is by the end of the day the most important thing.
I would just add maybe two quick tips. Number one, the bookmarks. So Power BI has a concept of bookmarks, which is great for personalizing the dashboard. Tip number two, use row level security, RLS, to restrict data, for certain people. If this is needed, if you have an open culture, that's great. I think that's even better, but many times this is required. In the end, once you set this up, either in Excel, either in Power BI, how do you now present this to your end users, right? You can still use, of course, PowerPoint for presentations, quick, meeting presentations, and so on. First of all, what I'm showing right now is a report done actually inside PowerPoint, all right? So what we are seeing right now here are actually visuals, Zebra BI visuals, that run inside PowerPoint. Okay, so they're fully interactive. You can expand, collapse rows. You have the you have the comments with the comment box and all that. But so you can do things like put another visual at the bottom or somewhere to the right side, and you can just use some markup design elements. So you can just go out of this strict dashboarding, typical dashboarding design layouts, right? The second tip would be reuse your beautiful existing Power BI report pages and dashboard pages in PowerPoint. And now this is basically it feels like it's the whole Power BI is just running inside your PowerPoint. And this may be the future. This may be the future of reporting also for the costs. Let me now use the same data set about expenses, and I'll just drop it into Zebra AI. Boom, it just gives you the whole interactive dashboard. It is now interactive dashboard with the same beautiful Zebra BI visuals, but running inside an AI solution. It actually understands that these are costs, right? So it inverts it inverts the colors. So we are below the cost here. So that's why this is in green, right? But however, here in Europe, you see there's a huge problem. And now you can ask something, what happened in Europe probably, right? So I can now just go and chat with the system, ask what's going on in Europe. Actually, the system, Zebra AI actually provided some suggestion for this question. Why did the expense in Europe increase significantly? Under Ethan, Ethan, under his management. All right, let's just click, and now the system will go back, analyze the data for Europe under Ethan's management, do a really deep analysis, and then start explaining, summarizing what's going on, and so on and so on. Maybe this is the future, and we won't even have to use all of those techniques and stuff, and just AI will do this for us.